Hey everybody, this is your favorite drunken pro wrestler, aka the Bud Light Brawler Dalton Davis. And you just so happen to be listening to one of my favorite things, hosted by two of my favorite people in the entire world, and that just so happens to be the Spot Show Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Spot Show Podcast, a professional wrestling podcast that is not about professional wrestling. I, of course, am one of your hosts, Dickie Wabash, joined as always by the one-man boy band, Death's biggest opponent, Michael Madrox.
Can we get over that story now, Dickie?
I mean, it's still going on. We got to address the fact that you kicked Death's ass. I mean, I'm still proud of you for doing that.
Hey, man, but I don't know if people know or not, but Tuesday's spinal surgery.
Yeah, so this podcast is going live on Thursday. 2 days before that, I said he like you're not sitting right in front of me.
Exactly.
Madrox is pronouns, pal. God damn it. Madrox is going in for his final surgery, so that's definitely good news.
It's a good surgery too. It's like,
it's not a bad one where it's like there's a risk of like not waking up or anything. Like this is well, you go ahead and tell them what it is.
well, they're going in the back of my ankle, cutting my Achilles, stretching it out so I can walk flat on my little baby foot. And then they're taking a skin graft from my leg and closing the wounds up. I have officially fucking won.
There we go. There we go. You know, it's funny that you mention Achilles tendons because you said stretching the Achilles tendon, and hearing you say stretch the Achilles tendon made me wince. Because when I was a child, I was a habitual toe walker, and I'll still stand on my toes like out of habit sometimes without realizing it.
We used to call you Twinkle Toes.
Yeah, but it's like one of those things, like it's not as bad now as it was when I was a kid, but when I was a kid, I was exclusively walking on my toes.
Yeah.
So because of that, it has stretched my Achilles tendons like so fucking tight that if they even get hit a little bit, like it's the most excruciating pain in the world.
Hey, I know a good foot surgeon. We can take care of this for you.
I know. And I also feel like a scumbag talking about walking on my toes to someone who doesn't have toes.
I have fake toes.
You do have fake
and
toes.
They're long.
Are you going to be getting toe prosthetics for your nub?
I'm not sure. I mean, I know they make them. It's like a little silicone sock with fake toes on it, but for everyone that doesn't know, I was an idiot and went to Walmart and was hopping into a Mart cart and ended up stepping on my open wound foot.
When did this happen?
The day I was asking you if you needed any figures.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, and I figured out that I could stand on my foot with no toes, and everything I knew as my childhood about you needing your toes to keep balance is a complete fucking lie.
What? There was a thing where it was like if you lose your big toe, then you lose all your balance.
Yeah.
Am I wrong about that?
That's what I grew up hearing, but I stood next to the Mart cart on my foot for a good minute before I moved.
Even though you really should not have.
I should not have, but we're not going to tell anyone that.
No, so let's hope that your doctor does not listen to the Spot Show
It'll
podcast.
be okay. It'll be already past surgery.
Speaking of listening to the Spot Show podcast, I just want to give a big shout out to the listeners because they heeded the call last time, and we are at, and I know in the grand scheme of things, it's really not a lot. Like, it's small bananas compared to like what everything else is, but for us who are just getting started, it means the world. We are up to 10 5-star reviews on Spotify. We have 1 review on Apple Podcasts. So let's keep that going, guys. That stuff is really, really helping. It truly is. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
let's just get the thank yous out of the way before we even.
There's too many thank yous for MadBash. Like,
there's too many thank yous.
MadBash is on a roll. Like, everyone doesn't know what's going on behind the scenes except for us.
Yeah, because I'm a firm believer in I don't really talk about things until they're like 85% done, which I wanted to slow choke Steven from EPW because he announced Now You Know before I've even filmed it yet. And it's not like it's not going to happen. It's going to happen, but it's just one of those things of like, now the pressure is on me because it's been announced.
The weight of the world's on your shoulders.
Yeah, because we've been sitting on this idea for this video essay show for a couple of months, I think. Like,
I think it's only been like a month.
It feels like a couple of months though, dude, because that script
You
kicked
got
my
to
ass.
think we're only in the 5th month of the year.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that is true. It doesn't feel, but also at the same time, you could tell me that we're still in February and I would believe you.
That's true.
Because it's, so anyway, no, like I came up with this idea for Now You Know, and I'll go more into the process of Now You Know once the episode is actually out. But I was just, we talk about it all the time on here, manic energy Dickie, where motivation will just hit me.
But that comes with a downside, though.
Which is?
Dickie's inconsistent, work-driven ass.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%.
Like, I got to keep a tight ring on you.
100%.
Because your mind goes from one thing. You're like a confetti cannon inside your head.
No, 100%. Yeah, we've talked about that a lot. So the point of this is, though, like, I was just sitting on my couch and then motivation hit me. So I just got up, walked into the studio, and just filmed a random pilot for a show, and then I didn't edit in any graphics or anything like that. I just put like text on the screen. Here is where a graphic would go. Here is where the intro would go. One day we might make that public and we might show people. Like once, I feel like once.
I say after season 1.
After season 1 comes out, we may do that. We'll figure it out. I don't know, but it's really funny just to see, because like you got to watch it knowing that I literally 5 minutes before filming was just on my couch watching TV, and then motivation just hit me. And then I was like, oh, this is a good idea. And I felt that it was easier to explain it by doing it than like to send it to the group text or the group message and be like, here's this idea that I have. So
a visual aid goes a long way.
Absolutely. That's why like PowerPoints are like so crucial for like businesses and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Now You Know is definitely a product that I'm going to be really, really happy with. Like we've thrown around ideas about what future episodes. The first one, the script is already done, and I know what the episode is about. And Velocity Productions is who we're partnering with to make this happen. So huge shout out to Alan and shout out to Velocity. They're going to be the ones that really take my my vision and make it a reality.
What he's saying is he's lazy and doesn't want to edit his own shit.
No, yes, but no, Alan is better than me at the specifics that I want to make happen in this show. I feel like that he's more equipped to make it happen than I am. And I even told him that. I was like, I feel like that my strength is the ideas and capturing the ideas, and then your strength is going to be making the ideas look pretty. So I told him, I was like, if we work together, we can create a good product for EPW and make it really, really awesome. But speaking of VPW, before we get too far into this podcast, I just want to let everyone know this podcast is brought to you by Sewer Layer Toys, Elite Pro Wrestling, and BurntBuds.com, but you'll hear a little bit more about them later. We got more to go into here.
Speaking of videos, though.
Yes.
MadBash Goes Hollywood blew up.
It did. I wish that we could have finished it, man.
So do I, man. That's what everyone says. Like, I've been getting messages where people are like, that is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
So
like, you didn't even see the finished product, and they're like, it doesn't matter what you guys had. They're like, we need more of that.
The funniest thing that I have just go back and watch it. It's on the Facebook page. The part where we're in the crowd at WrestleMania, and Madrox goes, Dickie, I don't even know what to say to you right now, bro. That was you trying to hold it in, right? Because you were trying not to laugh.
You fucking broke me.
Because I'm just like, here we are, WrestleMania. And then to see us green screened, just small little ants in this shot of the WrestleMania 3 crowd.
With no other fans.
With no other fans. So behind the curtain here, we have a friend who does a spot on Macho Man Randy Savage voice. So when I tell you in the video that I got us an interview with someone that's going to be on the card, that was going to be what it was. It was going to be Macho Man Randy Savage, but the video was going to quote unquote be corrupted, and we only had the audio.
See, I was thinking about this after I watched it back, because the friend, you know his gimmick?
Yeah.
Instead of being the real Macho Man, he just talking in that voice, shirtless, wrapped with a shower curtain as the big drapes. Tell me that would have been epic.
And just have like his silhouette
Yeah.
on the that would have been great, man. Damn, we won't say who it is because we got to protect their gimmick, but man, we didn't really have an ending for it. I think that the ending were going with was that you were slowly but surely going to be more happy about the fact that we were there instead of being mad at me. And then Aaron Atlas was the one that the idea that he gave us was, oh, you should like walk on like backgrounds, and you're just like, hey, and I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
Because there's an Instagram account. I'm going to give them a shout out. It's a really cool account. It's called Scooby-scapes, and it's backgrounds from like old Scooby-Doo cartoons. And then there's another one. I don't know if they also run it, but it's called Looney Tunes backgrounds. And that's where I got a lot of those photos. So credit where it's due to them. And
I just want to throw it out there too that like that was not rehearsed. There was no scripts.
no.
All that was like one take, just camera on, let's go.
Well, there were a couple of takes because we could not get that green screen to work to save our lives. Like we couldn't get the angle right, the lighting
I
right.
wouldn't count those as takes because
That's fair.
We were
That's
just
fair.
trying to get everything set up right. But that was just us going off the top of our heads, just flowing. The chemistry was amazing.
I don't think we've ever come out and directly said it. We've hinted towards it that everything that we do just kind of happens.
Yeah.
And to see that it actually comes to fruition, I think is a testament to us and said ideas. Like not to like stroke our egos and be like, oh yeah, see, we can just come up with ideas off the top of our head, which we can, but I think to actually bring them to fruition, I think that really speaks volumes.
Yeah, it's not like we got fucking puppeteers with their hands up our asses directing us what to do and shit like that. Like me and Dickie can just look at each other and just go. And that's rare to find in somebody else.
Yeah, you always hear about in interviews in like documentaries, Ric Flair will talk about how whenever he would work Steamboat, they wouldn't even have to go over spots. They would just be able to look at each other and they would know. I feel like that's how you and I are.
Absolutely.
Like,
man.
and the best example of that is a year ago, probably not even a year ago, a few months ago. It was last year. We did that the one chip challenge video, and we filmed it live on your Facebook. And this was right after
that was after November. That's how close that was.
Really?
Yes,
God,
sir.
where does time go? But this was after Brawl Out had happened, and I didn't tell Madrox that I was doing this, and I showed up to his house with brownies and lime spindrift, just like Punk did at the press conference. So Madrox starts the live video, and then I go, I'll start, Madrox. And then I started pulling out spindrifts like Punk was doing, and I reenacted the whole fucking...
And I went right along with you.
And then you picked up on what I was doing immediately, and then I was like... He started playing the Tony Khan part, and then I was like... It was like, sorry, I'm hurt, I'm old, and I'm tired of working with fucking children. But yeah, that was just that's a good example of like how you were able to pick up on like, and that even happens on commentary. Like I can't think of an example straight away, but
I can, like when you start to get your cadences in.
That's more of you trying to wrangle me in.
Yeah, I shut your shit down real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, because there was old commentary of me at New Wave Pro, which, you know, quick, do we want to talk about that?
Let's talk about it. We both worked there.
Man, I mean, ebbs and flows of the business. I mean, it's good to everyone, and it's bad to some people, but I'm not going to sit here and like pretend like it was all sunshine and rainbows with my time there. I've been very vocal that the good times were good and the bad times were bad. I didn't leave on necessarily the best of terms, I feel like, but I mean, for a time that company was my home fed. So to see a place go out and it gives people less places to go get a payout and to work. I hate to see that happen.
Especially not just the boys too, but the fans.
And the fans, because, you know, the New Wave Pro fans were definitely a different breed. one of the best crowds that I had ever gotten to work in front of. They fucking hated me. They absolutely despised me. But when I went baby, they immediately loved me. I shouldn't say immediately. They were very leery of me at first, but it's one of the, like, I think there's only been one time that I've ever teared up in the ring, and it was in 2015 when I left the first time. And I did the whole speech of like, oh, I'm leaving and blah, blah, blah. And they started chanting truth to masses and thank you, Dickie. And then Blake Reed was in the ring with me, and I put the mic down. I looked at Herd, and I'm like, tears going down my eyes, and he's just laughing, and I'm like, oh. So then I left the Chuck Taylors in the ring, and then picked them back up.
The whole New Wave situation, what really bothers me is it's not just the chapter on New Wave ending for currently right now. Hopefully they come back, because with New Wave, you needed CWF.
And
with CWF, you needed Crossroads Championship Wrestling. And so that's like the final of the three. That's our childhood, how I broke in, where we started, where we went, and like that's just a big history of Terre Haute wrestling that's wiped out right now.
That's the perfect summation to put it, is that you're absolutely right, because we would go to Crossroads shows. Then we both broke in with CWF. Well, you didn't, I did. Mm-hmm. You just helped like get it off the ground. I broke in at CWF and then evolved into New Wave and was proud to call New Wave my home. And it just sucks. I mean, there's no. It just sucks. I mean, there's no right way to talk about it, really. You know?
No, it's just weird.
It is weird. It's weird. And when it happened, that's probably the shortest amount of time that I have talked to a certain number of people. Like, I was talking within 20 minutes, I was talking to like 6 or 7 different people. Just like, oh my God, did you see? Or do you know why? Or blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And it just sucks. I think my biggest, like you said, the people that I feel the most sorry for, yeah, it sucks that the boys aren't going to have a place to work, but the fans, because the fans are being robbed of more entertainment and more wrestling, and I think that that's always going to be a bad deal, no matter what.
Yeah, but luckily, wrestling's not dead in Terre Haute.
Wrestling is not dead in Terre Haute, and that's a good segue into our next venture. And it's kind of a good, because this is kind of 2 topics that I wanted to kind of touch on in one. So the thing with MadBash, right, is that we talked about this a little bit on whenever Travis was on, where whenever you brought back CWF, you wanted to make it a safe place for indie wrestling.
Yeah.
And you wanted to like squash drama and just work together and make something happen.
I just wanted the boys to have some place to go where it's fun. No political bullshit.
Yeah. That's kind of what MadBash is doing. Yes. And I feel like that's what we want to do, is that we want to work with places to not only help them grow, but to help us grow, to be perfectly honest, because, yeah, I mean, we want to grow as well. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we're not, like, not to make it sound selfish. It would be one thing if we were like, we're just coming here just to get ourselves. That's the problem.
Yes.
Is people that are going places just to get themselves over. But we're doing it where it's like, hey, we want to work with you to help everyone benefit from this.
And which is really cool, because we have a few companies that are not even sponsors that we're actually working with now. Like what we're talking about now, which was eventually going to fold into the hybrid championship wrestling story. Yeah. Sick Fucks Entertainment out of Minnesota has been working with us.
Shout out to them.
Like, it's an ever open door for us right now, and I can't be happier.
Yeah. So to segue into hybrid, we are going to be, I think did we talk about it? Yeah, we talked about it last time, that it's announced that we're going to be providing commentary for their show. And you know, I was talking with the powers that be, and I was like, look, I said, here's the thing with MadBash. I told him exactly what you just told me, or what I just told you, rather, is that we are in this to work together. We are in this to grow while helping others grow. We essentially want to bring paying it forward back to independent wrestling. But I also feel like the issue that we're facing right now, and I don't even think it's an issue, is that we're not just wrestling.
No.
And I think that is a very common misconception about what MadBash is.
And we're not just the podcast either.
And we're not. We're seeing that stuff expand out. We're seeing it with Now You Know. We're going to be seeing it with other things that we have down the pipeline that, again, these are things that aren't even 1% done. These are just ideas that are in my head or your head or Travis's head.
I think people seem to forget that MadBash wasn't a thing 3 months ago.
No, it wasn't. And you made a status on Facebook yesterday talking about how we took a chance and people bet on us, and we appreciate them betting on us. So we're getting ham-handed and like getting really into the weeds on like, oh, thank you fans so much, which is not the direction I thought that this would go. But no, and but I feel like it's time that we talk about that, because we've said it without saying it. So here's our declarative statement. That's what it is. Here's what MadBash is. For anyone that is confused about what exactly we are, we're just a couple of guys that want to work with other people to make things happen. We make the joke that it's just Dickie's lazy and doesn't want to do the editing. Why do you think we're working with Velocity to make Now You Know happen? Why do you think we're working with EPW to make Now You Know happen? There's other things that we have pitched for Hybrid, for EPW, for other places that we're like, we want to work with you to make these happen. We've even talked to workers and been like, let's work with you and let's make shit happen.
Yeah.
Basically is where we've gone. Like, I've written pilots for people.
So have I.
Yeah, you have too. And we just, timing is being a bitch and we've not been able to make it work. But,
But we're still young.
We are.
We have a lot to go.
Well, speaking of being young, as of this recording, I celebrated my 32nd birthday yesterday. So
how's it feel being middle-aged?
I'm not middle-aged. No, middle-aged. This is the big because we talked.
You're middle-aged.
No, I'm not.
Your hairline tells me different.
This annoyed the fuck out of me on when Travis was on, is that you were like, Terry Funk was middle-aged when he was. No, middle-aged is your 50s. That's the definition of middle-aged.
Not no more, Kim Charles.
Okay, what the hell? I mean, you just don't let me do anything. But yeah, I think that's it. I mean, that's really what Now You Know.
I saw what you did
now
there.
You know that's exactly what MadBash is. We are independent guys who we're not really married to anything in particular. We do what we want, however we want it, depending on what the people that we're working with want to do. We work with them. And
like the tagline says, audio, visual, and beyond.
We're still trying to figure out the audio, or no, the video and beyond of that. But that's our mission statement. But our other mission statement, I've always felt like, is wanting to pay it forward.
Your success is our success. Mm-hmm. And that's the way it should be.
You had to wait for me to take a big swig of coffee before you pause, so that I can.
How was that coffee, though?
It's very good.
I wanted you to plug the Madrox special coffee.
Yeah, you did make me a really good iced coffee right there. No, that's cold brew. There's a difference between cold brew and iced coffee. Big difference between cold brew and iced coffee. So, yeah. So let's talk about. We started to talk about it a little bit. And then we went on, because I said there was two topics that we wanted to talk about, and we can go back to the second one now. Let's talk about Hybrid, and let's talk about this Midwest collective that's coming up here. They've given us an opportunity that it's one of those things of where I take it, like you talked about thank you for betting on us or whatever. It's like, man, thank you for betting on us. That, like, this is a huge show for them, and it's like, and you're trusting us to do your commentary, like that is something special, I think. And I think that's just a testament to like the professionalism that we can bring and the style that we bring, because it's like, look, here's the thing, like, we may not be everyone's cup of tea, but we're someone's cup of tea. And I think that we have our own unique way of doing things that people find appealing. And, you talk about...
We try to be different from everyone else. We're not sitting here reading off of call sheets or fact sheets during a whole match. Like, we're going out there, we're having fun, we're trying to bring excitement from all retrospects. We're not burying talent on the microphone. We're not being one-sided commentators. Like, I feel like we are an up-and-coming breed. Royal Rumble of this year.
That's what...
Place and simple.
So we did the first EPW show in January, and it went well. And then Royal Rumble comes out, and it was probably the best Rumble match because the commentary was just on fire that night. And I look at Madrox, and you look at me, and you go, that's what we need to start doing.
Yeah.
So then we get to the February Elite show, and we pull Colby to the side, and we're like, here's how we're going to start doing this. Do you watch Rumble, right? And he said, moo. And then I said, I'll take that as a yes. And I said, that's how we're going to start doing commentary now, is just two guys watching wrestling. You said it best. Like, there is a place for, oh, nice hip toss there from the former heavyweight champion of this place where he's been. And, oh, he's also been here and he's done this. Like, no, I think that there's a place for that, but there's also a place for Khalil Akbar has John Scrunch in the corner giving him body shots, and then Dickie Wabash starts talking about the Rocky movies.
Absolutely.
I think that there's, which I went up to him and after the match, and I was like, hey, sorry, but I just started talking about Rocky for no reason, and he just started laughing. He's like, that's fine. And I told Scrunch the same thing, and he just started laughing. And where was I going with this? I just completely lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. There's, Ollie Tharp, primetime Ollie Sharp, told me one time, he said, I feel like a wrestling show should be like when you walk into an ice cream store. There's all these different flavors. I'm going to go in there one day and I want vanilla. One day I want chocolate. One day I want Rocky Road. And I think that vanilla happens way too much and cookie cutter happens way too much. And
absolutely,
I feel like, I don't want to say that we're revolutionizing commentary because I feel like that's a little bit, but we're definitely doing something different that you don't see a lot of places.
Yeah, we're switching it up. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It might be minimal to some, but like for us, like diehard wrestling fans, like we notice this stuff.
Yeah.
And so far, everyone seems to like the way we do it.
Yeah, and I think that translates into the podcast as well, is that you can just tell that we're having fun, and you can just, we're just guys out there having fun, and, trying to break one another and trying to slide in inside jokes to make each other laugh, and trying to be sure that I don't get in my cadence that I get sometimes when a huge move has just been delivered.
You say huge so much longer.
Huge. I'm the Donald Trump of commentary. Huge. But
Banquet.
No. Yeah, banquet. Shut up on that, dude. I can't complain. I'm the one that brought that up. But yeah, and that's what, clearly we're doing something right because, or else we wouldn't,
This episode has turned into, hey, we're pretty good at this shit.
It really did turn into that. We
came in, we're like, we're just going to talk and just rumble and mumble. And here we are.
Exactly. But I think that we're going to continue to just talk and ramble and mumble here in just a second after we hear a word from our sponsors. This episode of the Spot Show podcast is powered by Sewer Layer Toys, located at 3197 South 3rd Place in Terre Haute, Indiana. Guys, let me tell you one thing about Sewer Layer Toys, right? You're going to walk in, you're going to see a bunch of stuff that you want to buy, and you're going to be thinking to yourself, man, do I really want to buy this? Do I really need this stuff? Well, yeah, you do. You're going to walk in there, you're going to see a plethora, an endless amount of vintage toys, of retro toys, of modern toys, of that toy that maybe you had as a kid and you vaguely remember it. You're going to see it there, very fairly priced. Listen, I go in there and I love it. I get most of my collectibles there. Same goes for Madrox. We love these guys. Go in there, tell them the Spot Show podcast sent you, just so that I can prove to Scott that people are actually listening to us and that we are actually worth tying our name to them. I'm joking, of course. Listen, Scott and Andrew are two great guys. They run a really, really good store located in Terre Haute. Again, if you go to 3197 South 3rd Place, that is behind the mall in Terre Haute, Indiana, go in there to Sewer Layer Toys. You are going to find some really, really good stuff. This episode of the Spot Show podcast is also brought to you by Elite Pro Wrestling. Listen, I'm going to tell you one thing about Elite Pro Wrestling right now, right? I'm going to get a little bit personal about it for a minute, right? Elite Pro Wrestling made me love pro wrestling again. They put on an incredible product. If you want to see what Elite Pro Wrestling has going on, you can go to facebook.com/EPW Elite. There you are going to find a list of upcoming shows. You're going to find videos from past shows. You are going to find everything that you need to know about Elite Pro Wrestling. If you are in the area of Odin, Indiana, or sometimes Washington, Indiana, then you are going to want to check out Elite Pro Wrestling. Some of the best pro wrestling in the state of Indiana, and I truly, truly mean that. So again, go to facebook.com/EPW Elite for everything that you need to know about Elite Pro Wrestling. This episode of the Spot Show podcast is also brought to you by BurntBuds.com. You can check out Burnt Buds for all your cannabis-inspired clothing, jewelry, and accessories, and guess what? You can know that you're doing good. Burnt Buds has non-binary sizing up to 4XL, and here's the best part of all, 1% of all Burnt Buds profit goes to charities such as the Last Prisoner Project and the Trevor Project. Cannabis not your thing? Well, I got good news for you. Burnt Buds also has a variety of humor, Rasta, and LGBTQ plus themed clothing and jewelry. But I'm going to sweeten the deal here a little bit for you. If you go on over to burntbuds.com and use our promo code SPOTSHOW10, you are going to get 10% off your entire purchase. Again, that is Spot Show, the number 10, for 10% off your purchase at burntbuds.com. That is BURNTBUDZ.com. You can also check them out on Facebook at Burnt Buds. Check them out on Instagram at burnt_buds. Again, go to burntbuds.com, promo code SPOTSHOW10 for 10% off your entire purchase. So there is one very important thing that I really, really want to bring up here today that I think is going to make you happy, and I know that it definitely is going to make me happy. Today is a very special day, the day that we're recording this. We're recording this May 14th, which I want to make things evergreen, but I also, in order to talk about this thing, I have to mention what day that we are recording this on. Not only is it Mother's Day, not only was yesterday, May 13th, Dickie Wabash's 32nd birthday, there's another very special thing about today. 21 years ago, on this day, Maladroit by Weezer was released.
Oh my God.
And it is such a good album.
Shut the fuck up.
Incredible album.
We are not. Where's Matt Maverick when I need him?
Slob, Burnt Jam, American Gigolo. An incredible album. I would keep fishing. Such a good album.
Keep Fishing by a bunch of white dudes in New Balances.
It's my second favorite Weezer album after the Red album. And you believe me, I'm going to try to wrangle it to where we can record on the day that the Red album was released so that I can bring that up as well.
Dickie, you know what? Since everything's been going so good for us, I'll let you have this win.
What, the fact that
this is Weezer's blah blah blah.
Maladroit?
You could celebrate it. This one time only.
I was listening to it on the way over. I will have you know it's a very good album. Get yourself a wife, get yourself a job.
Speaking of
slob.
Weezer,
Yes.
you want to know the most disappointing thing I've ever felt in my life?
The fact that your best friend and podcast co-host is his favorite band is a band that you hate.
No, it's worse than that.
Okay, go on.
You have turned Little Madrox against me. He came walking in the house yesterday with his air boot on, and he had the lyrics to Beverly Hills written in Beverly Hills written in Sharpie down
What
the front
was
of his Aircast.
Beverly Hills. What was that?
ICP.
Okay. I feel like Juggalos and Weezer fans maybe cross over.
They probably do.
The Venn diagrams might kiss because they're both really passionate fan bases who are so passionate that they're so toxic. I don't know. The original 6 are the only good albums.
Which is true. Hold on.
Hang on. No. I'm saying, but then it's like you have Weezer fans who are like, well, the first 2 albums are the only 2 good albums. That's the comparison that I'm making. But yes, that's what started the whole Weezer thing. Is Lil Logan Madrox, we were going to Envision back in March, and we were talking about Weezer somehow, and he's like, I like Weezer, and then I just I lit up, and then I was like, let's listen to some Weezer, Logan.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on blast right here. So I have a home health nurse that comes to the house
to
help me out with my wound changes and all that crap.
Yeah.
Well, they don't know that shit. But anyway,
I know. I'm just saying. I mean,
my nurse went on vacation, and I had a replacement nurse come over.
Yeah.
Dickie's here talking to her about Weezer, of all things. And I kid you not, she looked Dickie dead in the eyes and started singing Weezer to him, and I thought this guy was going to fall over on the floor and have a heart attack.
Because here's the thing. It was just a one-off thing that I was like, I'm going to go on this podcast. I'm just going to talk about how Weezer is my favorite band. And to be honest with you, don't blame me for this. Don't blame you for this. Don't blame Logan Madrox for this. Matt Maverick will not let this fucking die. He's the one that
Jesse Hart won't let this die.
Jesse Hart will not let this die. Tyler Six will not let this die. Bo Sawyer got a hold of me and said, screw Madrox, I love Weezer.
That's not saying much, Bo. Sorry, buddy.
But, excuse me, but that's the thing that's so funny about it is that you have an army and I have an army, like built like
we're separating the locker rooms.
We almost have split the locker room wherever we go down the middle. And
it's all over fucking Weezer.
It's hilarious. It is hilarious to me because I just one day, Logan just had to mention, yeah, I really like all my favorite songs by Weezer. And then I look at him and I'm like, you ain't heard shit, boy. And then I turned on Greatest Man That Ever Lived, turned on Burnt Jam, turned on
Mow My Lawn.
That's not
a song?
No.
Oh.
No.
Bucket Hat with Fishing Lures.
No. I Want a Dog is a Weezer song, though.
That seems white.
Yeah. Can't Stop Partying. Okay. How's it? Fuck. I fucked
okay,
it up.
Okay.
Okay, bitches. Weezer and it's Wheezy. Upside Down MTV.
Okay. How the fuck does Weezer party?
Dude, I mean, Follow the Smoke. They're drinking bottles of the Goose.
The Goose?
That's literally how the lyric goes.
But, like is this all bullshit?
Monday to Sunday, the kids blow up. What?
Is this actual bullshit, though, or do they actually party, or do they go
Dude,
home?
I feel like everything Rivers Cuomo does is a fucking bit. He's
the whitest man I know.
Oh, absolutely. I want to get Rivers Cuomo on this podcast so badly.
Book it.
I wish I could, dude. Like
we'll start a petition
to get Rivers Cuomo on here,
just so you can.
You got to be on your best behavior, though, because
absolutely not. I'm not changing anything for anybody. I won't sit here, stand in his face, and be like, "You're a piece of fucking shit."
Don't mess this up for me, dude. Weezer, like it. My goal in life is to get the Red album signed by all 4 of them. Like that is what I want. Like the vinyl of the Red album, because the Red album is my favorite Weezer album. Greatest Man That Ever Lived.
So they're like the Wiggles, like most of their albums are different colors.
No.
No?
Well, Why do you just let me? Okay.
I'm just asking.
You won't let me have anything.
Look, I told you could have this one today. I'm asking serious
But you're not
questions.
letting me have it. You're still shitting on me for it. Fuck you.
I'm not shitting on you for it. I'm asking questions.
Yeah, but they're fucking backhanded insults, you fucking asshole. Just like, oh, so Weezer's like the Wiggles?
I'm just asking. I don't know. You would ask the same questions.
I mean, you can. I mean, they do have. I mean, fruit salad, pork and beans. 2 songs about,
Edibles.
about things that you can eat.
Shout out Burnt Buds.
Yeah, hey, there you go. Shout out to the sponsors. You got 2 plugs in. Man, we're getting a little bit too frivolous with them plugs.
That's fine.
I do need to re-record the ad reads.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, they're
good
same.
people.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, like you sit there owning a fireworks stand and you tell me, "Hey Dickie, I'm going to let you have this victory," and then you like backhanded insult everything that I'm bringing up.
It's like a tennis match, buddy. I just gotta serve you up here.
I mean, which is very funny because this is a perfect Bard. Google the AI thing.
Oh my God!
How you put in make a song about the Spot Show podcast? Hang on.
Are you pulling it up?
Yeah, I got to pull it up. You sent it to me. But
I don't know
anyway,
if you guys have tried this, but it's creepy.
Yeah, AI is either the greatest thing in the world or the scariest thing in the world, and I think that it's going to be a huge problem
especially with Google.
Well, that's literally why the writers are on strike right now, is because they want something done about AI. So that's why like a bunch of TV shows, their production and stuff has halted. But anyway, Madrox put in write a song about MadBash Studios, Dickie and Madrox hosting the Spot Show podcast, and then he sent it to me. So then it's so funny that you and I just got into an argument over Weezer because I put in write a script of Dickie Wabash and Michael Madrox getting into a fight over Weezer, and then we literally end up getting into a Weezer fight again. So verse 1, Dickie and Madrox, they're at it again. In the MadBash Studios, they're recording the Spot Show. They're talking wrestling, toys, and everything in between, and they always have a good time no matter what the topic is. MadBash Studios, where the good times roll. Dickie and Madrox, they're the best of the best. They're always this is the chorus, by the way. They're always bringing the laughs. They always know how to have a good time. So if you're looking for a good podcast to listen to, be sure to check out Spot Show Podcast. This is the one that got really fucking like
verse 3,
really creepy. No, verse 2, you mean. Dickie and Madrox, they're more than just friends. They're like brothers, and they have a bond that's unbreakable. And they've been through a lot together, and they've always come out stronger. And they're always there for each other, no matter what. That is the creepiest fucking thing because it's so honest and it's so scary.
Yeah,
how real that was. Wow. AI.
Like I sent it to you and I was like, dude, this shit's fucking creepy. And
yeah.
Like, well, it is. And I was like, have you tried Barad or whatever it's called?
Bard.
Bard.
Is it Bard? B-A-R-D, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Bard. Yeah.
It's not Brad.
No, it is not. Not in fact, not Brad. AI. But the thing that was so scary about it is that you entered that and it was done in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's what's so crazy about it. And that it was so spot on with describing what we do. Holy shit.
And that's what's creepy about it, because I asked them to write a script about how me and you became friends and how it ends.
Yeah.
And like, I used our shoot names. Like, there should be no internet history or anything of me and you.
That brings me to my point, is that, we don't really have much of a presence online because we're not super well known. We are. So a good way to put this is that you and I are circumstantially famous.
Yeah. Is
a good way to put it. And there's not much history about us like on the internet or about Dickie Wabash, Michael Madrox, about, us in our normal everyday lives. So imagine how dangerous that could be for like someone who is actually fucking famous. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
But what was creepy about it in the movie script, it started in the backyard. And then we became MadBash Studios. And then we had our own wrestling company that took over independent wrestling. Like, if that's where we're going from here and that story comes true, like, fuck AI, bro, I'm out.
I think that it's weird that it's like, how are you seeing what a possible future could be? It's like in Infinity War when Doctor Strange is going through and he's looking at all the possible outcomes of the Thanos fight. It's like, I just picture AI doing that, and then it just picked the one outcome that, and then so I feel like I want to go to the AI and go, hey, so that one, is this it? If I tell you, then it won't happen. Like, I feel like, so, I mean, who knows? I mean, are we going to start a wrestling company one day? I mean, I don't fucking know. I mean,
wait,
we don't
I actually have the answer for this one.
No. I don't even know why. I didn't even know what we were doing on this podcast. I just did turn on the mics and talk. We didn't have a plan for this one. So to say that we're going to take over the independent wrestling world, it's like,
We're not taking over the independent wrestling world, but we have other pans in the fryer.
You could not have fucked that saying up more.
I know, but you know what?
We have more irons in the fire.
I was watching your lip quiver. It was doing this weird thing, like you were having like a smile stroke.
I don't know about that. I don't. Was I?
Yeah, on the left side. Wait.
But it's all that caffeine that you just gave me with that coffee.
It was delicious.
It was very good. I may get another before I leave.
That's fine.
Yeah, AI is one of those things. Like I just said it, but it's like AI is either the future or it's our downfall. And it's one of those things where you really got to tread lightly with it because it can get fucking dangerous. I mean, look at the TikTok videos of like Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and Barack Obama playing Minecraft together. It's like, okay, that's funny. It's very funny. But, you know, there's those QAnon people out there that, and not even just QAnon, but like conspiracy theorists who believe in all these conspiracies. All it would take is for someone to enter into ChatGPT, hey, play back a conversation between Barack Obama, Donald Trump, George Bush, and Joe Biden discussing how they're a part of the New World Order. And
that would be considered proof.
And people would believe it. Like, okay, so was it? Yeah, spoilers for the TV show Barry. Because I'm trying to get you to watch Barry. It's so fucking good. It's so good. There's a most recent episode where one of the characters is like talking to a lawyer. Wait a minute, is this Barry? It has to be. It's the only show I've been watching. And he's like got this really good lawyer who it's like very clearly this guy did this crime. And he's like, all I got to do is say that the video of you doing the crime was AI generated. That's all I got to say. Boom, you're out. And it's like, dude, we're getting to that point, and it is fucking scary.
Another thing with AI is like the art that it's putting out. Like it's hard being an artist. Like I don't care if you're like a lyricist, a painter, anything.
Well, that's the whole Screenwriters Guild strike right now.
Because like now you can just go online and type anything you want, and you got a picture in 20 seconds. Like.
Yeah, it's really going to become a problem, and it's really going to put if it becomes like it could so simply just be, hey, look at this Facebook profile picture that AI just generated for me. That's fine, but when you start talking about how, hey, write me a movie script. I'm a big fan of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts on Sirius Radio. I listen to them every weekday morning. And they were talking about this. They have a lot of comedians come on, and I don't remember who the comedian was. I don't remember. I think it was Dan St. Germain was in, and I know he was in, but I don't know if it was the one they talked about. Anyway, they were talking about how easy it could be for a comedian to just be like, all right, write me a 10-minute set. And then Jim Norton pointed out, he's like, you know, that's true, but I feel like the thing that's really going to keep AI down is that it doesn't have a soul. It doesn't have a soul.
It can't connect.
It can't connect. So a stand-up comedian who I there are two great art forms in this world that I don't think get enough credit. One is a stand-up comedian and the other is a professional wrestler. Two great art forms that don't get enough credit in my opinion. But a comedian is able to relay these stories of like what happened to them as a child and be human about it and like explain to you like their thought processes of what went into building it, and it's like very organic. But I feel like if it's orchestrated and you're immediately taking the soul out of it, then it may not be able to connect with an audience, you know?
Well, it's just crazy all the way around. Like, I've seen iRobot. Like, I'm ready to fight.
But, you know, there you go. Like, that's high fantasy, obviously, but
like, back in 1999 or whenever that movie came out, that was high fantasy.
Oh, that movie was not 99. That was the mid-2000s.
Was it?
Yeah. The only movie that came out in 1999, it's the only movie I recognized was The Mummy.
Okay. Well, nonetheless. But, like, that was high fantasy back then. But,
Yeah.
like, now it's, like, an ever-growing reality.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's crazy to go back and look at movies that are very of their time because Home Alone could not happen in 2023.
No, they got Ring doorbells.
They got Ring doorbells, or he could just, hey, Mom, are you guys at the airport? Oh, my God, yes, we're so sorry.
We'll send an Uber.
Yeah, we'll send an Uber and get you. There was another one with Ferris Bueller's Day Off that I can't remember what it was.
Speaking of Home Alone, you ever seen where they debunk all the household tricks he uses?
No.
They were like, well, let's see what kind of damage it would do. Like the iron on the door handle, like it wouldn't do anything. Like the guy would have to sit there and keep his hand on it forever, and the inside of the door would melt before it even got the heat to him. And the paint can on the rope would actually decapitate a guy. They did the damn mold and shit.
Yeah, the poor wet bandits. Yeah. Where was I going with that? It happens all the time, man. It happens all the time. You would think
fine.
You would think that I would be good about this, but I'm not. It's that ADD brain, man. It's that ADD
we went
brain.
from shit, we're doing something right. Thank you, fans.
Rest in peace, New Wave. Here's what we got coming down the pipe. AI is scary.
I love it.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that you like Detroit Become Human. Did you ever play that game?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's another good example of like how AI could fuck us up. That is one of Travis Weir's all-time favorite games is Detroit Become Human, by the way.
You know
he
why?
loved that game.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because his wife's favorite actor is the male actor AI robot
Oh.
from Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, yeah. That would make sense.
I forget his name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He plays Connor, right? The police interrogator. AI?
No, he plays the painter one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that man. Detroit Become Human was another one of those games where you play it and you're just like, video games are art, you know?
I'm really big into the games that play out like movies like that one.
Where you get to make actual choices that actually affect
Yeah.
what's going on. Yeah, I really like those too.
My favorite one is Until Dawn.
Until Dawn's good. It's fine. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I'm just kind of mid about it. You know, you got those Telltale games like The Walking Dead.
I don't like the Telltale.
The problem with those is that they're so set. You can tell that they're just set. Like you talk about technology advancing. There one day will be a game where you can truly make whatever decision you want.
Oh yeah.
And it will, you know, and that'll just be able to happen one day. And that game is called the game of life, where you can do it.
You
but
kids need to put down the tablets, get off the PlayStations, go outside and try it sometime. Go
Yeah,
meet your family. They might be nice people.
yeah, yeah. Have you? I know that since you've been recuperating, you've been playing a lot of video games, but it's just been Fortnite, right?
No.
Oh, you've been playing other than Fortnite?
I've been playing everything, dude.
Good.
The only time I play Fortnite's when the kids are over and they're like, hey, Daddy, play Fortnite with me.
Hell yeah.
I've been really playing a lot of Evil Dead. That game's fun.
Oh, yeah, that just came out, didn't it?
It's been out for a while.
Oh, well, I'm not a Evil Dead fan, so I don't really follow it.
It's really good. You would enjoy it.
Okay. Yeah. Breath of the Wild sequel just came out, Tears of the Kingdom. I love it, dude. It's so good.
I don't know what that is.
Zelda.
Oh.
the Legend of Zelda. My video game backlog is ridiculous, dude. Like, I have so many games that I want. I was just talking with my cousin about this last night, how when you're an adult, it's not even just that you can't find the time to do things, because if you really want to do something, you can find the time to do it.
It's just the motivation.
It's not even the motive. Well, yes, but there's more to it than that. It's more of I have so many things that I want to do, so it's like I feel like I'm cheating myself of if I choose to do the one thing. Like, this morning when I got up, I was like, okay, I'm all caught up on Barry. There's no shows I'm watching right now. I feel like it's time to start a show. And then it's like, ooh, but what show do I watch? Because I feel like I'm missing out on other shows if I don't watch this one. Or with video games, it's like I'm in the middle of 2 other games that I've been playing off and on. And then now Tears of the Kingdom is out. And it's like, well, those suckers just got put on the back burner for a little bit. But... which is a funny segue, because one of the games I'm playing is Like a Dragon Ishin, and it's a Japanese import. It's never been released in the U.S., and they remade it and released it into the U.S., and Kenny Omega is in that game. They have this system where you can get power-ups to use in battle.
The one-winged angel's a power-up.
And the one-winged angel's a power-up where you make this massive sword. And whew. Speaking of Kenny Omega, how in the fuck he did not snap his leg off during that cage match on Dynamite is beyond me.
It's his IV infusion treatments and his cupping he does. Guaranteed.
Oh my God. You saw it, right?
Yeah.
I sent it to you.
I had to watch it like 12 times wondering how.
If you guys have not seen this, first of all, that was an incredible cage match. To bring it back to talking about wrestling, that was a really good cage match.
But we're not about wrestling.
Hey. For those of you that didn't see it, Kenny Omega did a one-winged angel, and he like fell out of the gimmick. The cage gave way, and him and Mox were supposed to tumble outside, but Omega's leg got wedged between the cage and the ring, and he fucking like whipped forward.
It was the support bar underneath the ring.
It was, yeah. So that, like, if I'm Tony Khan, I'm looking at the AEW cage and I'm saying, yeah, we need to redesign that.
Move it closer.
We need to move it closer, yeah.
Further away.
Or further. I would say, okay, so you want to talk about an underrated cage, right?
Ready to Rumble, 3 Cages of Doom, baby.
I just watched Ready to Rumble last night. I just with my buddy Jared. It was my birthday, obviously, and he came over and spent the day with me. And then I had family over, cooked dinner, yada yada. There was Dickie's Saturday, and he was over early, and we watched Ready to Rumble, and we're just quoting the movie. And then I got to meet Rose McGowan, which was really cool.
You kind of got to meet Rose McGowan.
Yeah, allegedly. But I got her to sign my VHS copy of Ready to Rumble, and I put it down in front of her, and I'm like, I bet I'm the only one that's going to have you sign this today. And she's like, yeah, you probably will be. So it was just really cool to get to meet someone. Now I have to meet David Arquette to have him sign it. I have to meet Oliver Platt to have him sign it.
I just want to meet Oliver Platt so bad.
And then Sean Can, he will not be signing Ready to Rumble. He will be signing my VHS copy of Varsity Blues.
Have him sign both, bro.
Or both. We could.
You got to get the whole cast on that VHS.
But anyway, it's funny that you say Ready to Rumble, because yes, WCW is what I was going to bring up here. The cage that Hogan and Piper had that match in.
Oh, yeah.
Where Macho Man fucking jumped off and Hogan was like, and then he missed him completely. That was a dope cage. I think that cages that, like, I want to see him bring Big Blue back.
That'd be cool.
But I like people talk about how stiff that cage was.
You take out the electric chair, the Halloween Havoc cage was pretty sweet too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, where it was like domed in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, cage matches are so underrated, and I feel like it's hard to put on a good one because they just follow the same formula of, I'm slowly trying to climb out of the cage. That's why
AEW doesn't do that, though.
That's why I was going to say Mox and Omega had a good one. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus had a really good cage match. One of the best cage matches the best cage match I've ever seen, though, was the Bucks and the Lucha Brothers. That match was one of the best cage matches I've ever seen.
That was a good one.
That was a very good one.
I just hope we don't get another Blood and Guts, Mox and Omega out of this cage match.
No, oh God. Yeah, I still haven't ordered my Punk and MJF Blood and Guts. I don't know if I'm not cooling down on collecting
I'll
figures,
save you money.
but-
Just buy the Walmart exclusive MJF and throw some ketchup on it.
Yeah, I do want that Punk though. I do want that Ring of Honor Punk.
Well, it's coming out as
Yeah, he's coming out as a luminary, I
Yeah.
guess, but I haven't bought many figures lately. I've just been like we talked
Neither
about.
have I.
I'm back in the shoe game, kind of hot and heavy.
I'm in the merch game, hot and heavy.
Oh, I'm in the merch game too. So then let's talk about that. Then we're going to start wrapping up here. Guys, if you are at a show and you see our merch table, we are starting to bring some hot fire to that merch table, man. We have
Something
merch,
for everyone.
something for everyone, not just MadBash merchandise, which we got pins, we got stickers. That's all we have right now. But we also have some really cool stuff that the kids would like. We got, we have AEW trading cards. We
AEW figures.
AEW figures.
WWF
We have
retro figures.
WWE retro shirts. Like, we are really starting to have a really good merch game here. So if you're at a show and you see us, why don't you pop over and buy some merch ski, because we got some good shit.
I know you just saw my eyes light up.
For
Not even at a show, because damn it, boys, MadBash is going on the road.
kind of on the road. So yeah, this is what I wanted to end the show with as well. Big announcement here. This is not a wrestling show, but July 29th. Am I right on that date?
Yes, you are.
July 29th, West Terre Haute, Indiana, the West Tea Fest. MadBash is going to be setting up. Come by, say hi, take a look at the merch table. We're in talks of trying to get a couple of guys to set up with us at the table. I'm not going to say who yet, but we got a couple options. We got a couple hooks in the water, and we're hoping that we'll be able to make something
If you guys are
happen.
local, come on down. It's an all-day event. There's going to be rides, bounce houses,
Yeah, more than
food.
just us. They're going to be, they're going to have beer gardens, live music. They're going to be, like you said, bounce houses for the kids, play
It's
areas
pretty
for
much
the
a way to
kids.
celebrate small business in Vigo County.
Yes, and that's pretty much what we are, is that we're just two kids from West Terre Haute that decided to start a production company. And that's what I told them when I submitted the paperwork. I was like, here's what we are. We just want to set up to do this, So
Yep.
yeah, we're going to be having a vendor's table there. Like I said, we're trying to get some people to maybe set up with us at that table. We're not going to say who until it's 100% official. Stay tuned to the, Madrox, Dicky Segways is in full effect right fucking now. Stay tuned to the Facebook page for that information. You can find us on Facebook, MadBash Studios. That's really the only social media that we're using right now, which, I mean, it's fine. It's serving the purpose.
We gave up on Twitter for the best.
Yeah, it's not that we gave up on it. It's just that we gave up on it. But yeah, where you can find everything MadBash on the MadBash Studios Facebook page. You can find me on Instagram at AttaboyDicky. Find this man at Madrox_BSB. Guys, keep up with the 5-star reviews on Spotify, or Apple Podcast, or wherever your favorite podcasting platform is the point. That stuff is really, really helping us grow. We are steadily climbing charts. Like we're not like changing the world or anything or revolutionizing anything, but we're just, considering how small we are and what we've been doing, we're starting to really kind of get out there and make maybe not waves, but
We're falling down a hill, damn it.
ripples. We're making ripples. And that's how it
Ripples.
all starts.
Like a wet fart in a bathtub.
I wouldn't go that far, because then you're kind of disparaging the product. So yeah, like I said, 5-star reviews, all that. Recommend us to a friend that you think would like us. Thank you so much for the growth that we've had over the last goddamn 3 months. That's crazy to believe. You can see us coming up here soon, May 27th. We will of course be at the Midwest Collective doing commentary, and then have they announced the July show for Elite yet? It's
July 1st?
July 1st. We'll be in Odin, Indiana. also doing our thing for Elite Pro Wrestling. And then after that, we'll be doing July 29th.
West T-Fest.
West T-Fest. I know that July's a long way off from here, but we have June off pretty much. I don't think we got anything going on in June, which is not a bad thing.
It gives us time to work on everything else we keep talking about us working on.
We definitely have some big plans coming up for you guys, and I say it all the time, we need your help to make this stuff happen. So, listen, guys, for Michael Madrox, I've been Dickie Wabash, and we will see you all next time.